This episode is brought to you by the Arvada Center. Based on an extraordinary true story, Come From Away chronicles how the isolated town of Gander, Newfoundland, played host to the world. What started as an average day in a small town turned into an international sleepover when 38 planes carrying thousands of people from around the globe were diverted to Gander's airstrip on September 11th, 2001. The people of Gander cheered the stranded travelers with music, an open bar, and recognition that we're all part of a global family. This breathtaking musical is a true celebration of hope, humanity, and unity. Come From Away runs March 27th through May 10th at the Arvada Center. Tickets are available now at arvadacenter.org. That's arvadacenter.org.
Welcome to CityCast Denver. I'm Paul Caroli, and here's what Denver's talking about. Welcome back to CityCast Denver, the show about the city that's got Breakfast King, the King of Wings, Burger King, of course, in many locations, King Supers. So no King's kind of a stretch.
Okay. Listen. I thought this was going to go a direction like, can we bring the Breakfast King back? But Paul had to make it political.
I thought we were going to shout out Queens. I'm like,
Breakfast
yeah,
Queen.
Queens. We need more Queens in Denver.
Turns out Denverites, we love royalty, actually. We
Breakfast
love it.
Queens. Queen
I mean, I love a
Supers
queen.
in Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen.
My girl, Dairy Queen.
Mm-hmm.
My queen.
Queen City Coffee. Our
Oh, yeah?
favorite.
Queen City Coffee.
Please sponsor us. We love you.
Serious? I think I actually already said this on the podcast, but there was a day last week where I went to 3 different
I was
Queen
going to say,
cities.
we extremely patronized that place.
I should just send them my paycheck. Anyway, it's Friday. We're looking back at some big stories going into the spring from the week. The hottest race in Congress is heating up. The hottest race for Congress up in CD8. Coors Field, some very funny new food options we will talk about. Opening day is next Friday. And a local journalism icon steps back from the fray. We will discuss her. I know we all have feelings about that. And then, of course, our wins and fails of the week. Bree Davies is here. Hey, Bree.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great.
Great.
Oh, I shared this with you earlier. I had like 2 very Colorado moments on the same. It was like Wednesday night. I was at the Cherry Creek Mall and there was a woman walking 2 large huskies inside the mall. And then we were driving home and there was a man on a skateboard carrying his skis. And I was like, good. First of all, good for you for skateboarding on Alameda, but with your skis.
Yeah, that feels like a balance. That would be tricky.
It was incredible. He was cruising. He was just enjoying himself. So
Impressed.
yeah.
And also joining us for the second time this week, our Green Chili correspondent, Justine Sandoval. Hey, Justine.
Hello.
Yeah, how's your week?
You know, hot.
So hot.
Hot indeed. Weird it's so hot.
It's so weird.
Do you have air conditioning?
I have like a window unit.
Mm.
Yeah, I have an old house. Luckily, like I have a shotgun style house built in 1880. So it's like built for staying cool so it doesn't get too hot. But yeah, it was pretty hot this week. I can tell I have an English bulldog. Adopt it. I'm not one of the people that bought from a breeder. FYI, everyone. My adopted English bulldog is hot AF, poor thing. And so I'm like, we had to turn the air conditioner on this week.
Yeah. It's been rough.
Speaking of the heat, we know a lot of people who are interested in gardening have questions about how to handle this. How's it going to change the dates? What's your approach here in Denver? And we're gearing up for our annual gardening show with a friend of the pod, Anne Maria Wad, who we always have around on this time of year.
Always has great advice.
So send your gardening questions because Anne Marie loves
like,
digging
I'm
into the
already
research
gardening.
and
Please let people know I'm already gardening. So I'd love to answer some gardening questions. But yeah, like we got our tulips already came up. Our
the
daffodils already
tulips
came
are
up.
I'm freaking out on that.
It's kind of crazy.
My grass is dead because it tried to live all winter.
I was
and
very confused.
I didn't water it all winter or anything, so it's dead. And so I'm not gonna revive it.
And now we're not supposed to
Yeah, we're
water
not really-
anyway because of
Yeah,
these drought restrictions.
I'm just gonna be sweeping my dirt in the front yard all summer long. Like
Same.
seriously.
Yeah.
And I'm
Same.
planting cactuses and yucca
Oh,
by
that's
my
a good
fence.
idea.
Yeah.
Nice. Anyway, so call in, leave us a text, leave us a voicemail with your name and neighborhood and your gardening question, 720-500-5418. That's 720-500-5418. All right. Our top story of the week Congressional District 8, the swing district of all swing districts. Since Colorado's Independent Redistricting Commission redrew our boundaries a few years ago, the new 8th district up north has been the one to watch. First, it went to the Dems when Yadira Caraveo won in 2022, then the GOP when Gabe Evans won in 2024. Now, as the midterms approach in the fall, the Democrats are, I think, expected to make a big push to retake control of the House of Representatives. This is one of the seats that they are counting on to do that. So the Democratic primary that is going on right now, the vote is at the end of June, is probably the most important race right now in Colorado. We're getting news about it all the time. Lots of stuff to talk about. Two interesting candidates. There are still a bunch more as well, but I think there's two front runners. Justine, you are also running for office. You have your own primary. This inter-Democrat divide, that's kind of where I want to start. That's what we want to get into. How are you feeling about that, the divide in the party?
I mean, it's being a part of the party, it's rough right now because we are in a transitional phase. And there's part of me personally, it's like, yeah, let's change this up. Let's get like new generational knowledge. And then there's this other part that really understands like the value of like the institutional knowledge. And there's like a divide between both those things. And I like find myself personally somewhere in the middle. But if we don't find some type of common ground, like after we get through this very intense primary in some of these elections, we might have some trouble going forward in the general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, and I think this stuff is interesting because like these primaries are such a great opportunity to test out ideas. But then the other side of that, like, so it's some part of me, I mean, if I were a Democrat, I'd be like, yeah, like, let's get these primaries nasty. Let's get candidates who are like battle tested, send those into the midterms. But then the other side is like, well, what if a great candidate barely wins and they're exposed for being vulnerable in these ways, and then they're a little weaker going into the primary. Mm-hmm. That's the push-pull. Bree, let's talk about the candidates themselves. So this Democratic primary is 6 candidates, but like I said, there's really 2 that I think are standing apart, at least right now.
Thirst Trap Rutinell and Shannon Bird.
Manny the jawline Rutinell. Yeah.
We all know he's hot. That definitely.
Anything we want to say about it?
Look at Justine's like, this, come on.
Let's keep going. We'll get it.
Okay. No comment on his hotness.
I'm sorry. I don't want to demean his platform or like what he actually stands for. That is just like the thing that we at least are constantly talking about behind the scenes is like, there's a heavy presence of a face here that
it's very much a topic of his candidacy. Mm-hmm. Like, and even like raising money, there's a factor in there of like, raising money all over the country because you're a hot candidate. So it is a factor in his race. So I don't think it's something that we should discuss.
Well, I was thinking about because I was like, this is super sexist. If this was a woman candidate, this would be like an off-limits conversation. And I was trying to think about other instances where this has come to play. And like, honestly, we did this series on Lauren Boebert and like, I looked at that a little bit. I met her in person. I was like, well, she's a babe. I watched her whip around a room of male Republicans. Like they did not know what to do with themselves because she knew how to handle a room. But, you know, like I don't want to say looks factor all the way into it, but it's definitely part of this race. But beyond that, I should say, like this is the man who's also the more progressive side, right?
He's certainly framing himself that way.
Oh, I mean, especially up against Shannon Bird.
Yes. So Shannon Bird is the other front runner right now. She was at one point, the chair of the Centrist Opportunity Caucus.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. And
then, that makes a lot of sense.
Definitely more on that side.
Now I'm getting the fight.
The other interesting thing about her is that the recent report from Axios was that on some rankings that the Center for Effective Lawmaking, which I had never heard of, put out that said Bird was the, quote, most effective lawmaker of the 23-24 session based on how many bills she sponsored advancing through the legislative process.
This is why politics is so complicated because that really matters to some people and to other people it's like, but she didn't get the things passed that I care about, so she's not been effective. I think this race is interesting because these two candidates are this inter-party struggle the Democrats are having that we're talking about, more progressive versus a more centrist. But it's also about this section of Colorado itself, right? It's like Greeley to Thornton, right? This is like a spread. Also, I found really interesting, it's like, I think it's the largest population of Latino and Hispanic voters in the state. Mm-hmm. So that factors into it. Justine, you can talk more to this, but that's a much more complex voting group than people often think it is. And we see it play out in CD8 for in many ways, the back and forth between Republicans and Democrats that keep winning this by small margins, right?
Very small.
The Caraveo-Gabe Evans race, I believe, was less than 3,000 votes difference. Yep. And that was out of like 300,000 votes. This was close. And that to me is where I think the more interesting story is this is a complicated district is anyone's to win, frankly.
Definitely. The Latino vote there factors into as swing voters. They don't know if you're going to go Republican or Democrat. It's not guaranteed in that district. Whereas in Denver, it's more reliable to count on Latinos to vote Democrat than in this district. And what I fear for this is it's a new district, right? Relatively new. It got drawn in after the last census. So we gained a district. But, it went from Caraveo to now Gabe Evans. But I feel like it's going to be a seat that flips back and forth if there is a Democrat that's successful this time. It'll probably be because of what's going on nationally. And I think there's going to be a trend towards Democrats in the midterms, especially with an unpopular war that just got started. Yeah. So there's that factor.
That's going to hurt Evans.
Oh, definitely. But if it flips Dem, I worry that, these two candidates aren't going to be strong enough to hold the district for the next time. And it'll be a while that this district will go back and forth until they finally find someone who really fits the profile to represent this district.
What do you think are going to be the issues that matter here, Justine? But in this Democratic primary, I mean.
Oh, overall, right now, because of I went and filled up gas this morning, like a lot of people. And I know that that's something that people harp on and talk about gas prices. But now the economy and skirting around a recession it's going to be what impacts voters. We have big issues, climate change. It's 90 degrees yesterday. We have, ICE is a big topic, especially in that area of our state where you have, a lot of undocumented workers who might be working in areas there, or the idea of a new ICE detention facility. So that's one of the issues. But it really comes down to people's pocketbook. It really does. And voters really will look at, am I doing better now than I was 2 years ago?
Affordability, economy, crucial, of course, for Latino voters. You see this on surveys all the time. This is the number one issue. I think it is for most people. So I pulled up some positions that the two candidates have taken on this. I thought we might talk about that. I did the same for immigration. Shout out to the Colorado Sun, Jesse Paul, the best. Great reporting on this race. Both Routenell and Byrd want to repeal tariffs. Byrd wants to cut middle-class taxes. Routenell wants to expand tax credits for working parents. Routenell wants to increase taxes on billionaires, close tax loopholes for corporations, bring down the cost of everyday things. That's from his website. Byrd talks about cutting red tape for energy projects, increase funding for childcare. The differences, I think, are stuff like Byrd voted no on allowing local governments to do rent control.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting vote.
And she also voted no on requiring cities to allow density near transit-oriented development, which Routenell co-sponsored that bill a couple years ago. Routenell also was the co-sponsor of the nation-leading AI regulation law that may or may not be pushing AI companies out of the state.
I think the density piece is interesting. Again, we're looking at a district that's urban, suburban, and rural. So those can be very different views of how folks want to live, right? This is a big conversation about space, obviously. So that I would be interested to see how that goes. I would see both of those things represented. There's people that live in apartments. I'm thinking about Thornton, Arvada, these spaces, but then I'm thinking about all the way up to Greeley and my friends that grew up in Brighton and places that are a little bit more spread out. The conversation about, although I don't know, also this area itself has grown so much in my lifetime. I'm thinking about my best friend grew up in Brighton, and so I rode that back and forth my whole childhood, watching Brighton come closer and closer to Commerce City. So I would be interested to see how the density piece plays in for voters, because obviously Byrd's tapping into something that people feel, which is she doesn't want governments to have that. The rent control thing is really interesting, but that's also kind of a newer idea for Colorado, I think, too.
Immigration is where I think we might see some starker differences, because Byrd Byrd voted against a bill limiting local and state cooperation with ICE, which Root and Elk co-sponsored. The bill would have expanded prohibitions on data sharing and requiring childcare centers. She says she opposed the bill in committee over concerns that state employees who shared data with ICE unintentionally would face expensive fines. And then she was not present for the vote on the actual House floor over some kind of like family issues. And I've been seeing a lot of progressives hit her on this. That may not have been the best choice.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what she's pointing to with this concern about unintended information sharing. I guess I would need to know more about that. But on its face, a bigger picture, there's a lot of conversation about ICE's access to any personal information.
Mm-hmm.
So that can really go. Some people are really strongly against ICE. Some people that maybe a quieter majority would be for it. And again, this is one of those districts where I don't know if I would know how they're going to go.
What do you think, Justine?
Well, for me, like the first like fire alarm that went off in the like progressive community about Shannon was this vote and how all of that went down. And that seems to be the thing. For me personally, like being anti-ICE is a non-negotiable. Like I don't want to give ICE personally any more access to anything. So I can see where it kind of put her in that position. And I think it is a big deal because a lot of it now is like comes down to like privacy as well. And I think there are a lot of people that are on like the data privacy thing too. So
wasn't immigration a big issue that Caraveo sort of backtracked on when she was in this position before she lost her and she was the incumbent who lost to Gabe Evans?
If I recall correctly, she moved her position to become more centrist.
Yeah.
Because she thought it would be better reflective of her district. And that kind of...
I think that's interesting to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's something you have to definitely look at is like, all right, she tried to reposition herself, maybe more centrist to get along in the district. But when it came down to those like very slim margin of voters, you lost out on the base there. And I think that was like a problem. So you need to be very solid, I think. And one thing like with Root now, I feel like there's kind of like an authenticity issue that once you get past the primary, if he wins as the more progressive candidate in this, is like, will it translate to voters there? Like who you are to like Greeley and a different part of the
He's a very young guy. Like he went to Yale Law School. He got elected by a vacancy committee. He didn't campaign for his seat.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that like
a factor for sure.
I think these Democrats, I mean, I've been talking about this for a little bit, but I think there's a problem. They're kind of they're digging their own grave a little bit with all these vacancy committees, not letting their candidates test themselves and build relationships and like develop followings on the campaign trail. Like someone like Manny, I mean, he's also fundraising like crazy. So maybe that's
I was
going to
say the fundraising numbers he's doing very well, I believe, compared to Byrd.
As of the end of last year, 2.5 million versus 1.2 million at the end of 2025, according to the FEC.
That's double. I mean,
so, money in politics, Ada.
I know, because it's also like, where's that money coming from? And
it's coming from all over, and people have money to do that. I'm like, if we could fundraise for healthcare and all these great things for everyone, but
we have to fundraise for our cool commercials.
Money in politics.
I can't wait till we see the commercials for
I
this
am
race.
dying to see the commercials. I'm dying to see what they both utilize sort of against each other. Obviously, that's always the interesting part. But
commercials are coming.
I mean, what's coming to mind now is the piñata gate of it all.
Yeah.
Which, I mean... That's a whole nother thing. I think we might have to get into that on another time.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it either, but we'll see what the ads reveal.
Manny, his looks. What are the looks? What is he going to serve in these ads? Shannon, what's the narrative she pulls here? I don't know.
I mean that she's a centrist. I think that's what she pulls. Is she's because again, looking at the numbers for the race,
pro jobs.
Yeah, like Caraveo versus Kirkmeyer before that. Those numbers were also close when Caraveo won that race, I think, by a couple thousand.
Yeah.
So this is really anyone's race.
Guess start looking at like who the unions are supporting. That's a big factor in that race too.
Yeah, this is where JBS is in this Is it in
Yeah.
this district? The meatpacking? I just wonder.
Are they in Bobo's?
I'd be curious how they. Oh yeah, that's
Not
a good.
sure.
They might
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
Not sure. Well, we're going to obviously be following this as the primary approaches at the end of June. Really interesting race, but we're going to go to a quick break now and then come back, talk about opening day coming up next week at Coors Field.
Hey, did you know CityCast Denver has a perks program? Every week, we're highlighting some standout deals from our favorite businesses in town to help you support local and save some money. It's a win-win. Here's a highlight from this week. Coming to Denver or planning a staycation? Reserve your Mile High Experience box with Green Door. Choose edibles or flour, plus Colorado-made snacks and travel essentials, ready for pickup at our trusted local dispensary partner. Everything you need to elevate your trip and enjoy local experiences. And you can use our code DenverPerk for $10 off. These businesses are offering deals to CityCast readers and listeners because they know you're the most engaged and passionate Denverites. To see a full list, just visit denver.citycast.fm/perks. It's a great way to check out new restaurants, shops, and events in your city without breaking your budget. And I love that for you. And by the way, if you have a local business, you can offer your deals on our perks page too. Visit denver.citycast.fm/perks to learn more today.
Hi, CityCast listeners. This is David Plotz. I'm the CEO of CityCast, but I also have another job. I'm one of the hosts of the Political Gabfest, Slate's politics podcast. Every week, I get on mic with my co-hosts Emily Bazelon and John Dickerson, and we talk about politics and a lot more about other things that we care about. The Gabfest has been going for more than 20 years because the three of us love talking to each other, and we have an amazing community of listeners. If you like the open-hearted, curious way CityCast approaches cities, I think you'll like the Political Gabfest too. Stream it on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast.
All right, we're back. The Rockies opening day at Coors Field is exactly 1 week away on Friday, April 3rd, and their food supplier, Aramark, they're very
Known
proud.
for delicious food.
Aramark,
Aramark's
Cisco
Michelin?
Noble.
Cisco, I know. I was like, which one is it? Who's providing your industrial food?
Yeah, it's Aramark. Shout out to Aramark. They've announced a whole fleet of new products to distract you from the baseball this year, including the 9x9x9 challenge, which is a box of 9 beers and 9 hot dogs for $65. Apparently, this is a thing, though, that people have just been
This is
doing
not
in
original.
ballparks. And now Aramark and the stadiums are like taking advantage.
They were like,
Have you
how
ever heard of
fast
this?
can you
Have
get indigestion?
Yeah. Have you done the 9x9x9?
never heard of this. I mean, I've probably drinking 9 beers at the game, but I
I'm
didn't like it wasn't
saying.
intentional.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, me neither. And I also wouldn't do it, for the record. I mean, I couldn't do it. I don't want to do it.
Wait, I read the fine print. It's mini hot dogs. And
Yeah, I did
small
not
beers.
know
Should
that
talk
from the
about
photos, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
They are. Yeah, it looks. I mean, $65. I don't
I'd have to
know.
price it
Yeah, you
out.
get
I don't
full
know.
hot dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's distracting from the game. It's part of why people go to Rockies games.
Oh, for sure.
You're going there to have a party
Yeah.
and be insane and do weird stuff like eat 9 hot dogs.
And then watch the baseball game. If you're like,
Yeah.
or sometimes you're like, who won?
yeah,
Not the Rockies.
I always leave before. I'm like, well, I'm done with this party. Got to go.
I'm like kind of psyched about the Rockies right now. I read a really nice piece in 5280 magazine this month where this Shane Monahan, I think is his name, and wrote a really great personal history. He's like 34 years old and the team's 30 years old. And he was like, here's my whole life loving the Rockies, all the ups and
Aw.
downs. And it was really nice. And I was like, yeah, I want to have that kind of relationship with this team. I want to go
Yeah.
to games this year.
I was
No, I
thinking
love
about
them.
this legacy thing with the National Women's Soccer League coming here because, like,
Mhm.
I was a early tween, maybe teenager when the Rockies came to Colorado. My son is going to be this age for the soccer team. You know, like he's going to be the soccer team is going to grow up with him, and I'm like, oh, how could we make this something special for him? Because that kind of stories, I love that kind of story.
Yeah.
I love people's personal relationships with things that that connect them to the city. So I'll have to read that. That's cool.
Do you have a ballpark food go to, Justine? What are you getting?
I'm like a glizzy, a good hot dog, always. And yeah, a good beer and a hot dog. Then they have soft serve ice cream at Coors Field. That's like my
Ooh.
new go-to. Like I haven't been drinking as much beer. So when I go, I've been like getting my hot dog,
Mm.
and then I get my ice cream cone. And it's just like the best thing ever as like an adult to like sit there and eat your ice cream cone, watch the sunset.
I think soft serve has been really cut out of the picture with like gourmet ice cream over the last decade or so. And like, it's still awesome.
Wait, and they're twist cones. The twist cone, which is elite. So
I usually only get those at Lakeside, so I'll have to go get one there too.
The thing about the other thing Aramark is doing is they've got a bunch of these like novelty items that they've debuted. They've announced this week. They're doing this all across the league, and so Coors Field gets some like they say like special local tie ones. I didn't think they were that local, but these kinds of things do go on to be like successful sometimes and legendary. Like Blue Moon beer famously was created at the Sandlot in Coors Field, and has now this huge national brand. So yeah, which of these do you think is going to be the next Blue Moon? This year they're debuting boozy ice cream served in a mini helmet, purple soft serve and a mini.
Boozy
ice cream.
Yeah, I'm out of this question.
I don't like my alcohol and dairy together.
I've never liked it.
No,
yeah, that
Makes
does
me
feel
sick.
like a little
Never liked it.
into the stomach problem waiting to happen.
All right, next up, very trendy, Dubai cinnamon roll. Cinnamon roll topped with chocolate, vanilla ice cream, pistachios, caramel puff cereal, and
nope. I just wanted
2024. Done it. It's over.
Okay.
I wanted
Wow.
Johnson's Corner cinnamon roll in there. Just to go local.
There are people
Give me a
on the
Duffy roll.
Denver food subreddit right now fighting about cinnamon rolls. It's a hot topic right now. What's the best cinnamon roll in the city?
Dozens has a great one.
Dozens, I did not like it at all.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
Oh,
I actually hated it.
Oh, I
because
loved it.
I went with we talked about it on the guide this month with my friend JD, and I
know, I couldn't believe you
talked about Dozens,
without
which
me.
I think is great. Have you been to the new location?
I love it.
It's great. It's really
It
nice.
has pictures from El Chapultepec in it.
Oh.
Yeah. John, they're one of the co-owners is a jazz musician as well.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's like they've carried on the feeling of the old
I love
Dozens
it.
in a new place.
I didn't think they could do it.
It's really good.
Wow.
But still, yeah, JD was crapping on it. So I was like, go with me and I'll buy you breakfast and give it another shot. And he got the cinnamon roll and it was like, not really a cinnamon roll.
Wow.
And I regret to say that he was maybe right about that one at least. Because they have they put apricot jelly on it, but
that's
like,
true.
This is not what I want when
Maybe I'm
going out
thinking
for
of the
a
racing. Okay,
I like McCoy's. They have a good cinnamon
yeah, they do.
roll. I went to Duffy Roll the other day, and Duffy Roll, you hurt my tooth. The little mini Duffys were kind of hard at the end.
I have
Like, it
to
was
say,
midday.
I love Duffy Roll, but I get extra.
Oh.
I get a couple sides of like the icing because they just don't do enough for me there. But I do like their orange flavored cinnamon roll.
Okay, next up, the next item is you might like this one, Justine, the Glizilla. This is a 2-foot, 1-pound hot dog designed for sharing, maybe, if you want. It's got mac and cheese on top.
Gross.
See, the mac and cheese throws me off because I read that. I was like, okay, I'd buy this. I heard it's a giant hot dog. I'm like, that would be amazing. I'm like a nurser when I drink. You know, like you nurse a beer. That's how my mom would say, you nurse your beer. I would like nurse my hot dog. But the mac and cheese, now it's too many carbs. Now I got to roll it out.
I have to say, as a frequenter of Costco and the crazy deal that they have, which they had to actually buy the hot dog factory to like make it worth it to them, the $1.50 giant hot dog and a Coke, I have trouble really paying for a hot dog anywhere else. It just like, it feels, what is probably going to be like $20 or something?
Maybe. They did not announce the prices.
Of course they didn't.
With the glossy photos of these
Also,
items.
To me, I don't know. A hot dog is ketchup and mustard. I don't need any weird stuff on top of it.
Some onion.
Mm-mm-mm.
For me, a little onion.
All right, we're getting to the good ones here.
Okay.
Next up, pizza donuts. 2 donuts served together, little tomato sauce, little mozzarella, and then a little drizzle of basil pesto on top.
Okay.
I think this is very on trend.
I like it, but is it savory or is it like sweet
I think
savory?
it's savory.
This
Okay,
sounds like
savory
the
is
someone was
savory.
stoned recipe, and like that's not my kind of stoned recipe personally. I don't like that mix.
I would eat it. I used to go to Bible study just to eat the pizza bagels, and that's what it kind of reminds me of.
Pizza
Pizza
bagels?
on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime.
You know, cart drivers been doing pizza bagels, pop-ups. They buy Odell's bagels and then they make pizza bagels out of them. It's like a special pop-up. You got to watch their Instagram, but I keep meaning to go check it out because I love both of those.
Yeah.
To me, this is a trashy thing that I like as a trashy thing. Like I love a Totino's party pizza, and those are disgusting. If I want a bagel bite, I want it out of the freezer.
Yeah.
That's like not gourmet, not elevated. I don't need.
Well,
it
I make
elevated.
my own pizza bagels, and I'm like, you could buy the squeezy pizza sauce. I eat like a toddler.
You
I do. There is, and I also
Or a
eat
man
very
in
well.
college. You're eating like a man in college.
But you can put it on your fresh bagel, put a little mozz, put a little turkey pepperoni because we're counting calories. And it's delicious. Throw it in the air fryer, not even toaster oven. We upgraded.
Oh my God. I love that you're still a pizza pepperoni person. Our diet girl ways never leave us, do they?
Yeah, that and a little wine.
So like I said, I think savory donuts is a trend right now. Johnny Bechamel's has savory donuts on the menu with prosciutto on top. Tried those last week. They're okay. I like them. But then my beef here with Aramark is the pizza donuts that they're selling. If you look at the picture, then go over to look at Parlor Donuts, who has been selling savory donuts for the last few months. Their pizza donut, it's almost identical.
Oh, they
how
just
they're
ripped
selling
it off.
I think they ripped off the concept off the Parlor Donuts people.
I love Parlor Donuts.
Watch it.
Parlor Donuts
I
good.
keep forgetting. I haven't gone over there lately because the Senor Burrito's closed. But there's like a Lucky Noodles, I think, is over there. I should go back and check out Parlor.
Okay, last one we're talking about here. Taco Momalona.
Momalona.
I wonder if you can tell us what that term means. Because I looked it up, but I wonder if there's more to it.
I don't really know. I've always heard people saying I'm in like a big grill taco, like the Big Mama.
Like I've seen, that's the description.
How did you do?
A description of like a large truck. Is
Yeah,
maybe
your
I'm thinking of my
Mamalona.
Lotteria apron that has a Mamalona on the front.
That's what WikiHow told me too. Is a lowered and decked out truck with custom features.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good taco. Brisket, Chihuahua cheese, shredded cabbage, pork belly, gold barbecue sauce, hot Cheetos, avocado, and avocado crema. That's at the Sandlot. I think that one has a shot at being the next stick around item. You know, that's a lot going on. That sounds
I'm gonna need you to try that, Justine, and then tell us what it's like. Because I'm skeptical.
I will eat it for everyone. I will try it. That's because my Rockies ritual before I go to a game, because I'm like close to stadium. Smoke a fatty, get on the train, and then we'll see how my munchies hit by the time I get there. And I'll
see what
try
you're into.
Yeah. I will. The hot Cheetos alone. I got the naked Cheetos.
What are those?
They're like the hot Cheetos without the red
color?
powder.
Huh.
They taste the same, I think. I have to close my eyes though to eat them.
It's like a Crystal Pepsi situation. Okay.
So yeah, but if there's hot Cheetos on it, I'll try. I'll try it once.
Okay.
Now you are a middle school boy. Now you have become a middle school boy.
This is where I am, but the reality is I have heartburn and I go to bed at 9:30 now. So not even. I went to bed at 8 last night. I could still see the sun going down.
Good for you. Honestly.
Yeah. So even though my heart is there, the reality of my digestion is not there.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Okay, before our last break here, just we have to take a second for an extra topic this week. Just something that broke yesterday, and we all want to talk about because we all know her and care about her. But one of our favorite regular guests, a true icon of local journalism, but also Denver in general, Patty Calhoun announced this week she is retiring. She will be the editor emeritus of Westward and write a regular column as she prepares for Westward's 50th anniversary next year. Bree, why don't you start us off?
Man, this was. I mean, it's like I kind of expected it to come at some point. Like, you know, there's a point at which what I loved is she shared this information with us before she published it. But she was like, you know, I just want to step away. And also I want to write the things that I've been wanting to write, but I haven't been able to do like the deep dives on because I've been running a newspaper every day. And like literally she's in that office every single day. What I think journalists know her, politics people know her. I don't know if average readers necessarily think about it the way that we do. Like, she shapes so much of the narrative of the city and how we view it and what she sees. And I grew up reading her as a kid and then ended up working for her. And I'm really from the alt weekly school of journalism. And Westward is one of the few that still exists and has this, you know, has the continuing lore with it. And Patty's that. Patty's the voice. I was joking with John Wenzel at the Post yesterday. I can tell a Patty headline from a mile away, even if it's not her byline on the story. I know she wrote that headline. The
puns on the cover.
They just come out of her. She knows how to create those. And so I hope that we still get those. But congratulations to Patty. Good for you. Get some time, you know, spend some time doing something else. But I love that paper so much. And I love how much people love to be critical of it. And I love how she embraces that. Homegirl loves an letter to the editor. She loves to run them. Yeah. And I appreciate that about her.
Same. It's good content.
Yeah, Paul, what do
We
you
might
think?
have one later. No, Justine, you go ahead.
Wow, Patty, the woman, the legend of Denver. If there's truly a queen of Denver, it's Patty Calhoun. Growing up in Denver, like the Westward has always told the story of like the Denver on the street, on the beat of Denver, and Patty has been the heart of that operation. And I like look back on like I always wanted to be on the cover of the Westward. That was like my goal. Like that was like the Denver achievement, to see your face or see your band or see your controversy on the front of the Westward
Your podcast,
news box.
Patty, still time. Still time.
But yeah, that's like the goal. I remember when I started doing Colorado Inside Out was the first time I got to work with Patty directly, knew who she was. And I took my mom to a taping and she was like, oh, Patty Calhoun's here. Like everyone knows Patty. One thing I always connect with Patty on is if you ask me where good green chili and good Mexican food is, you should actually ask Patty Calhoun because she knows. And when I bring up
she
the
knows
old
the
school,
places. I don't know if I agree with her. I don't have the same taste as her.
Okay.
She's got different. Okay, go
Well,
on.
this is my thing. Like, I always talk about the Bamboo Hut. The Bamboo Hut is like a bar that I grew up going to. And if you ever have Mexico City tacos, those tacos are like a family recipe. And they're like sisters, that have had restaurants. So the Bamboo Hut was like the originator of the deep fried taco that everybody loves, that I know Patty loves. And we would always discuss the Bamboo Hut. And so, yeah, Patty comes from like the old school Denver. She has grown with it. And yeah, she's an icon. I love her and I've always looked up to her. And being able to work with her was such an honor as like a little Denver girl. And I just wish her the best of luck. I was shocked when I saw her face. I was like, oh, what happened?
I know.
Yeah, I was like, what happened? And I was like, oh, she's retiring. I forgot that she could possibly retire someday.
Yeah, but that paper won't have her in it, 24/7.
Yeah, I think it is good news. It's nice for her to have more time to do the work that she wants to do and less of the work she doesn't want to do. And
you want to see our favorites enjoy their life like they want to
totally.
too.
She's so earned it. I don't know. I echo everything you all said. I don't know if I have anything to add. I feel the exact same. The other thing about Patty is though, she's not from here. Yeah, and that's something I connected with her over.
Mm-hmm.
She is from Illinois, I think, and
she's from
went to
Chicago.
Cornell in upstate New York, and that resonates with me as someone who also is not from here, but moved here and loves the place and cares about it and is curious and hungry for it. And
she's also like sort of that iconography of the person that embraces the West, the myth of the West in a way that I love when people really get it. I mean, have you ever seen her not in cowboy boots?
Those red boots?
Her red boots. Like,
yeah.
But I like that part of her story too, Paul, because she came here, she created something and she fully embraced the city while also like bringing her own spirit to it. And she just gave a ton of us writers a first chance, and it changed my life.
Which is really what it's a young city still.
Yeah.
We're celebrating the 150th anniversary of the state this year. The city's maybe a little bit older than that. And she's been running Westward for 50 years. Like, she has really helped build this city as much as anyone else.
And she's kind of behind the scenes in ways that people don't realize. Like, she did I think her reporting got awards on the Sand Creek Massacre conversation as it was like reemerging. And like, she's really, her curiosity about this place and the stories and the food and the music and the, it kind of helps to have somebody outside of us who can come in and see something that maybe we didn't see. And she's done a great job of that. But I do just want to say she gave a ton of us writers a lot of chances to try new things. And I don't know. I respect her as an editor too. She's a great editor.
We want to hear your Patty Calhoun stories too. How has she affected you? How has she touched your life, influenced you, covered your business for good or for bad for you? Just tell us some good gossip about Patty. We're gonna do a show and we might play her some voicemails if we get some good ones. So 720-500-5418. Again, that's 720-500-5418. Of course, she will continue to be on the podcast.
Of course,
as
yes.
well.
She wanted to make sure that we knew that.
We were like, yeah,
which I appreciated
as often as you want. Anyway, okay, one more break and then wins and fails. And we're back. Best way to end the week, wins and fails, aka Rocky Mountain highs and lows. Each of us brought a recent local something. One we think is a win, one we think is a fail, and we're going to talk about them. Justine will start with a fail.
Oh, my fail.
Yes, please.
The fail of the week is the ultimate fail of humanity.
Wow.
It's the brown cloud. And I know this is something we complain about,
Brown cloud.
but the last week, the pollution has been so horrible. The fact that we had no winter, spring came in with 90 degrees, and it stanks in my neighborhood.
What's causing this stink? Is it
It's
dog
the
food?
usual. It's Purina. It's
Yeah.
just like cooking city smell. And I was looking down into Denver earlier this week, and the brown cloud was just extra smoggy. And it's just scary. Like everything is terrifying. And so my fail of the week is the brown cloud being browner and the fact that it's 90 degrees the first few days of spring. And I'm really, really worried. And so I just encourage everyone, don't water your lawns. Let your lawn die like I did.
Just let it die.
I mean, what are you going to do?
You can replace
Zero
it with,
escape. Plant some clover grass.
Native-
That's my plan.
Yep.
Whatever we have to do, I'm pleading with everybody to do the best we can. We have no water because it didn't snow all winter. And it's dusty and windy.
Gross.
And I get a notification on my phone every day that's like fire weather. And I'm like, is it the apocalypse fire weather? So that's my fail of the week. The brown cloud is browning and it was extra stinky.
Bree, how about you? What's your fail?
I don't know if this is the Waymo or the city of Denver, but I was, again, on Alameda the other day, and there was a Waymo driving along the sidewalk. And I thought,
Really?
yes.
On the sidewalk?
Yes.
On Alameda?
Yeah, at Alameda, it used to be where the surplus tools was. It's now Cosmo Beauty Supply.
Mhm.
It's a wide sidewalk, but I thought, is this because the road is so shitty on Alameda that the Waymo even can't drive on it? Is it mapping now, driving on the sidewalk? Like, what's going on? Because Alameda notoriously over there is pothole city. It's horrible. But I was like, because I was pointing, I was like, oh, Montgomery, there's a Waymo. And I was like, what is that Waymo doing? It had its thing on, it was clearly working.
Oh my
so
That's crazy.
It's a factor of both. The one thing I hear campaigning in the district, because that part is in my district, is Alameda.
It sucks.
Please fix Alameda.
it's brutal. It's brutal. Paul, what about you?
Well, I guess I'll give a fail to, us included, but the media in general, in the coverage of this TSA ICE situation this week, long wait times and security lines all across the country. And then, the president has sent in ICE agents to what he says help. And in Denver, the narrative has been, we just installed this $250 million equipment at the security lines at DIA. And so it's actually going really well. So they didn't target Denver with these ICE agent helpers. But because we did this investment. And a reader shared with us this morning, Tanya J. wrote in and wrote, my partner is a DSA agent at DIA, and he and his fellow agents are directly in the middle of their second over 40 days shutdown in 6 months. This one started on February 14th. What does that mean? Most of them are struggling to pay their housing, their groceries, their credit cards, their car payments, basic needs. Additionally, many of them are still trying to pay back families and friends that they borrowed money from. Or there's no interest loans they received during the last shutdown in October. Are they getting gift cards here and there? Sometimes. However, that's not going to pay their rent, cars, daycare, diapers, bills, etc. The reason DIA's security lines are staying at, on average, 12-minute wait times is due to the TSA agents, not the equipment. Does the equipment help? Absolutely. However, the ICE agents at other airports and the long wait times are due to TSA agents calling out from work, understandably, sometimes up to 40% of their staff. That is not the case at DIA. So perhaps you could give the loyal TSA agents at DIA some love and props for what they're doing to keep the airport running smoothly. And remember, they're doing it all without pay. So please give credit where credit is due. The agents. Sincerely, Tanya J. Tanya J., you're exactly right.
Mhm.
And yes, credit to the TSA agents of
Yes.
Denver who are showing up to keep the security lines moving. I know I'm not the only one that appreciates that work, that unpaid work
That
very
unpaid
much.
work.
That is a huge, huge sacrifice and effort. And
I don't
that is
know.
much appreciated.
I don't know
Sorry
about
for the
y'all, but
oversight.
I miss a paycheck. That would be that would be very, very difficult. And then let alone, like she's saying, they've already borrowed money to make up for the time they were working for 40 days without pay before this. You take out a loan, you still have to pay a loan payment every month. This is unbelievable. But I appreciate that she reached out to say, hey, that narrative that everyone keeps repeating is not fully
maybe not totally
correct.
true.
Yeah.
The 40% number, I think I want to fact check some of that. I'm going to reach out to some folks about that. Maybe we'll follow up next week. But yeah, Tanya and I emailed a bit this morning. She also mentioned there's a GoFundMe for a TSA agent who was killed in an accident on 225 on Saturday. They've been raising money for the family, Eduardo Morales' family. So we'll put a link to that in the show notes as well. And thanks for reaching out, Tanya.
Yeah.
Let's talk about wins. Bree, do you want to give us your win?
Bruce Brown's mustache.
Bruce Brown grew a mustache?
He did. It's beautiful. It's a real handlebar situation.
The Nuggets.
He's our resident Nuggets player that was like, welcome back with open arms. In part, he's just so joyful about being in Denver, and he really takes on the cowboy look, which I love. I love anybody that leans in real hard to it. But there was this great profile of him, and it really featured his mustache in the Denver Post by a reporter named Bennett Durando, I think.
Here, Justine, take a look.
He's a good-looking man.
And I haven't handlebar. That's very 70s.
Yeah.
70s is in.
Put his cowboy on. He looks great. I haven't been able to watch the Nuggets because I've been on bedtime duty for a month and longer than that, several months. But I loved this. I loved this profile of him, and I love this quote. He said, I actually like it of the mustache. I might keep it for a little bit. I've been hitting threes, so it's working.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're right, it has, Brucey. So
Good
shout
for
out
him.
Bruce Brown's mustache and the great reporting from the Denver Post on said mustache.
I guess I will go next. My win this week goes to the Welton Street Cafe, who, according to the Denver Post, Denver 7 reported, they won a more than $1 million judgment against contractors who were so horrible that the restaurant remodel that was supposed to take 6 months took 3 years. I mean, This is a story we and the rest of the city followed very closely because this restaurant is so beloved, and they had to move locations, and they had apparently what was happening was they were dealing with these horrible contractors who weren't doing what they said they were going to do.
I couldn't believe that story, but I'm glad that they won. Like $1 million judgment, I think.
Yeah, more than $1 million. Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you follow them on social media. It's amazing. One of the daughters that runs it, Fatima, is like always like, it's Hot Girl Wednesday or whatever. It's like Hot Man Tuesday. Come in, say what's up. Like, shout out to all my hot men out there. Like, it's like the personality on Instagram makes you want to go there, and then you go there, and the food is amazing, and the new interior is beautiful. So, they're busy, but go check them out if you haven't, and good for them. I love them. I love that family.
All right, Justine, what's your win?
All right. My win of the week is Jim's Burger Haven got their big buns back.
What is the deal with the buns? I saw this and I was like, I don't know these buns. Tell me about these buns.
If you've been to any of the Burger Havens, there's like Grandpa's, there was Tammy's, and then there's Jim's up in Thornton.
Okay.
I was like, it's either Arvada or Thornton. The Thornton one. Thornton. I know. I'm saying it weird because we had this debate the other day about Thornton. I say Thornton.
I would say Thornton.
They have 6-inch burgers that are like these big, wide burgers that they make. While Aspen Bakery was the supplier for Jim's Burger Haven's big 6-inch buns. Well, they got a notification at the beginning of March that this bakery was going out of business, so they lost their bun supplier. So they've been freaking out because the 6-inch burger is like the thing of Jim's Burger Haven. Wow, this beautiful story. I'm so happy with this story. I had to write down notes. There was a woman, Tiana Ramirez, who grew up eating Jim's Burger Haven, and her father-in-law actually owns San Antonio Panaderia.
Oh, I love
great, which I love.
I got
San
a cake
Antonio.
there last year, delicious.
Yeah, Evans and Federal. Oh my God, they have just such a huge variety. So I go there a lot to get my bread already. But anyway, she mentioned to her husband and her father-in-law that they needed a supplier. So they made the buns and they took them to Jim's Burger Haven, and they were like, worked it out, and they've perfected it, and they are the new suppliers for Jim's big buns.
Great story.
Yes. So I'm so excited. It got solved locally, and it came back around, and there's this bakery that now gets to be a supplier to a Colorado Classic.
I didn't know it was San Antonio. I love that place.
Yes, I read it. I was like, what? This story keeps getting better.
They make king cakes for the season which we just passed. They make great conchas. They make great birthday cakes. We got a Spider-Man cake there. The Trace Light cheese cake that was insane.
You want a crazy birthday cake?
Yeah.
For like half the price of like a Whole Foods cake? Yep. Go to San Antonio. So good.
That's a good tip. Okay, well, that's the show. Bree, Justine, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all for the week here on CityCast Denver. Our producers this week were Olivia Jewel Love, Adrian Gonzalez, and me, Paul Caroli. Peyton Garcia writes our morning newsletter. She's back from vacation. Michelle Polizzi writes our new Keep It Local weekly shopping guide. If you didn't see that on Thursday, check it out. Bree Davies is our host. Our music is by Los Mocochetes with additional mixing by Tyler Lindgren. Our ad music is by Cuba Quartet from Epidemic Sounds via Getty Images. If you haven't already, subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram at CityCast Denver and tell your TSA agent about us next time you see him. Thanks to our new neighbor Aaron C., who just joined our membership program. You too can support the show and get great perks by becoming a CityCast Denver neighbor today at membership.citycast.fm. Sign up for that daily newsletter, learn more about us at denver.citycast.fm, and that's all. See y'all next week.